The Swedish national team's social media channels seem to have suggested Alexander Isak is set to make his first appearance of the season. The last time the striker played before his £125 million transfer to Liverpool was May 25. Isak was making what turned out to be his final Newcastle United appearance that day in what was last season's final round of Premier League fixtures. He began pre-season with a thigh injury before taking a voluntary absence as he attempted to strong-arm his former club into sanctioning his switch to Liverpool. The striker had missed an entire summer regime and the first 3 matches of the new Premier League campaign by the time everything fell into place on last week's deadline day. But Red supporters have been alerted to the fact Isak could get his first minutes of the season on Monday night, when Sweden traveled to Pristina to face Kosovo in FIFA World Cup qualifying. Social media accounts linked to the Scandinavian nation's football team posted a picture of a smiling Isak in training ahead of the fixture. They featured the caption, MD1 smiling face emoji, accompanied by the date and time of the match. As Sweden already played their first round of World Cup qualifying last Friday, the abbreviation of Matchday 1 could be interpreted as Isak's first outing of the 2025-26 campaign. Isak was named on the bench for his country's opening qualifier against Slovenia. He was not called upon by manager Jon Dahl Tomasson to rescue the situation despite the opposition managing to net a late equalizer. The Sweden boss had previously outlined that they were committed to ensuring Isak's long-term health. There has been correspondence with Liverpool to make sure the 25-year-old can begin to produce the goods again for his new club and country. He is so happy to be here. He is so happy to play, so I think that tells you a lot. He really likes being in a group, Tomasson explained. Of course, his form is what I said the other day. Normally in pre-season you play plenty of games, plenty of training, but that is not the case. So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things with Alex? No, we are not going to do stupid things with Alex. So we of course have a plan, but he is smiling and he is happy to be here. No instruction from Liverpool. We always have good connections with a lot of clubs. I have spoken to the manager. Our doctor has spoken to their doctor. Our physio Ben Rosen has spoken to their physio, and the physical department at Liverpool. In normal communication we have with each club, it is quite honest. Isak could make his Liverpool debut when they travel to Burnley immediately after the international break, Sunday, Sept 14. A first Anfield outing could come in either the first UEFA Champions League match of the season against Atletico Madrid, Wednesday, Sept 17, or the first Merseyside derby of the season against Everton, Saturday, Sept 20. Hugo Ekitike has welcomed the arrival of Alexander Isak at Liverpool, insists the challenge of competing for a starting berth is exciting and is only a problem for manager Arne Slot. Ekitike arrived from Eintracht Frankfurt in July for a fee of around £90 million, and has made a fine start to life at the club with 3 goals in 5 games. However, the Premier League champions pushed on with a British record transfer deal for Isak, worth £125 million, to send their summer spending close to £500 million. Ekitike will see his central starting berth immediately under threat by Isak, who is arguably the most impressive striker in England over the past 2 seasons. But the France international sees no reason for worry, insisting it is only a problem for his head coach to solve. When you play for the best teams, you inevitably expect to be competing with the best players, Ekitike said. Isak is a player I used to watch, so seeing him arrive is a pleasure. It's going to be tough competition, but I'm going to work hard to be good and perform well so that it's just the coach's problem. Liverpool are back in action this weekend at home to Burnley, and Ekitike is expected to keep his place in the lineup. Isak is lacking match fitness after a summer on strike, and was left on the bench for Sweden's World Cup qualifying game in Slovenia on Friday. Sweden face Kosovo on Monday evening in their second of 2 games across the international break. Isak has 16 goals in 52 games for Sweden since making his debut at age 17. Even though the summer window has closed, Liverpool are still at the center of transfer talk. The Reds made 8 signings during the summer, and are reportedly in the market for more new additions in the months ahead. Alexander Isak completed a deadline day move to Liverpool after the Reds agreed a £125 million move with Newcastle United. The wait now goes on for when the January transfer window arrives, with presents the next opportunity for Liverpool and other Premier League clubs to sign new players. Arne Slot and co are still in the midst of the September international break and currently lie at the top of the Premier League. The Reds will return to top-flight action on Sunday when they travel to face Burnley at Turf Moor. Liverpool are unlikely to have plans to try and sign Marc Guéhi when the January transfer window opens. The Times reported that the Reds will not look to bring Guéhi to Anfield in the new year, and will instead wait until next summer to try and agree a free transfer when the defender's contract expires. Liverpool had reached an agreement with Palace worth £35 million for Guéhi on deadline day, only for the move to fall through after the transfer window closed. On Sunday, the AHO reported, Liverpool are at present unlikely to move for Guéhi in the January window, given the player will be available on a free next summer. Fabrizio Romano has reported on his YouTube channel that the Reds turned down an approach from Besiktas after the Super League outfit expressed an interest in Chiesa. He claims that Liverpool are not interested in letting Chiesa leave the club, and turned down the offer. Clubs in Turkey are still able to sign players until their transfer window closes on September 12.